We're in Montevideo, Uruguay. Our venture was a whirlwind exploration of 15 captivating spots, from pulsating energy of Plaza Zapala to the historical grandeur of Plaza Independencia. Adorned with iconic statues, we delved deep into the city's rich tapestry. We marveled at architectural masterpieces like the Palacio Legislativo and the legendary Centenario Stadium, each a testament to Montevideo's unique character. Of course, no visit would be complete without savoring authentic Uruguayan cuisine. We indulged our taste buds at El Palenque, and you won't want to miss our honest review. My name is Chris Launder, and if you're new to the channel, we create travel content from my travel all over the world. If you're coming back to the channel, well, welcome back. Get ready to be transported to the heart of Montevideo as we unveil our vlog. Good morning from Montevideo, Uruguay. Today we're just going to do a walking tour, kind of explore a little bit, see if we can get an English guide, but otherwise we'll just kind of explore on our own. No major excursions planned for today, kind of a tranquilo, laid-back city. Excited to check it out. I've heard good things, so come along for today's journey in Uruguay. All right, so we are in Montevideo. So we are with Fernando, and we weren't able to find an English-speaking tour, so that's going to be great for Leslie. I can understand quite a bit, but for you all, we'll need to do a little bit of subtitles if he does some informational stuff for us. But yeah, we're gonna see ¿cuántos lugares nosotros vamos?
15 lugares vamos a parar.
All right, so we're gonna go to 15 different places. Oops.
O sea, algunos los hacemos sin parar el auto, pero paramos en los principales. Plaza Zavala, Plaza Independencia, Catedral, Palacio Legislativo, Mercado Agrícola, Estadio, Monumento a la Carreta, las letras donde dice Montevideo.
So the tour will be about 3 hours, and like you said, we'll visit 15 places, and then we skipped breakfast today, so we'll definitely be enjoying a lunch somewhere. So that'll be around the middle of the day. So let's go check out these spots and see what Montevideo is all about. Plaza Zavala. Plaza Zavala is a lively heart of Montevideo, often overshadowed by its more famous counterpart, Plaza Independencia. Yet this square boasts a unique charm and historical depth. Named after the city's founder, Bruno Mauricio de Zabala, its significance as a landmark is undeniable.
Montevideo siempre fue muy codiciado por la profundidad del puerto. En esta región es el puerto más profundo. Hasta hoy vienen los grandes barcos. El puerto de Montevideo es más pequeño que del Buenos Aires, pero trabaja más. Hay más movimiento de carga. Es el celo que tiene un poco Argentina con Uruguay. Las grandes compañías prefieren venir acá, que es más profundo el agua, el puerto. La dinámica también, la jurisprudencia, el trabajo, acá hay menos problemas, es todo más fluido. El edificio Presidencia, que es donde trabaja el presidente.
Hola chicos, estamos en la plaza principal de Montevideo. Nos explicaron que este muro de aquí es el muro que divide la ciudad vieja de la ciudad nueva. Vamos a estar mostrándole toda la plaza con muy buen día. Está soleado, así que acompáñenos.
Plaza Independencia stands on the hallowed ground once occupied by the Montevideo Citadel, a potent symbol of colonial dominion. Its transformation into a public space marks the city's liberation and its stride towards independence. Dominated by a majestic monument to General Jose Gervasio Artigas, the revered father of Uruguayan independence, whose final resting place lies beneath the plaza and serves as a vibrant nexus between the old city and the contemporary urban core. Famous mate. You have to be very thirsty. necesite mucho sed.
A dynamic hub of national life, it's the stage of pivotal events, joyous celebrations, and spirited demonstrations, underlying its status as the city's civic heart.
You saying that's City Hall?
Sí. Y ahí habla de los 300 años que está cumpliendo Montevideo este año, que cumplió. Sí, Uruguay mucha relación con Italia históricamente, ¿no? Aquí hay muchos descendientes de italianos.
Wow.
En el 2023, ahora el año pasado, Uruguay recibió un premio por tener energías limpias, por tener el transporte público, un gran porcentaje de autos eléctricos.
Wow.
Erected to commemorate a century of Uruguayan independence, the palace stands as a proud monument to the nation's dedication to democracy and progress. As a dynamic heart of the Uruguayan legislature, it serves as a living embodiment of the country's democratic principles and practices.
Here we are at the Congressional building. Of course, with the holiday, they're closed, we're on vacation. You know, pretty typical, all governments shut down. So Semana Santa, they have the whole week off here, which is different from a lot of other regions of South America. In Peru, they're basically off on Thursday and Friday. Here, the whole week. So it's interesting.
Ahorita estamos entrando al Mercado Agricultor de Montevideo. Entonces vamos a chequear.
All right, vamos. Let's check it out.
¿Ve? La cabeza del buey, que identificaba bien que era de los agricultores.
The Mercado Agricola de Montevideo is a bustling marketplace offering a unique blend of history, fresh produce, and culinary delights. A quintessential example of the city's last remaining large iron-structured markets, it was declared a National Historical Heritage. Inaugurated in 1913 and meticulously restored in 2013, the market preserves its original charm while offering modern conveniences. As its name suggests, it's a haven for fresh fruits, vegetables, and local delicacies. Immerse yourself in Uruguayan culture and savor authentic experiences at this vibrant market.
Haciendo un tour así como estoy ahora con un señor francés y yo le estaba explicando que esto vino del puerto de Antwerpen, de Bélgica, se armó en el 1911 y él me dice, estos hierros fueron fundidos en la misma fundición que la Torre Eiffel. Eso me lo dijo el señor francés, si me equivoco por él. Claro, pero en esa época venía mucha cosa de allá. Es claro, interesante la anécdota, ¿no? Él era un señor mayor.
Uruguay's largest stadium, the Centenario, boasts a capacity of over 60,000 spectators. A hallowed ground in soccer history, or as locals call it, football, it hosted the inaugural FIFA World Cup in 1930. As a fortress of the Uruguayan national team, renowned for its passionate fans and rich football heritage, the Centenario stands as a testament to the nation's footballing fervor. The Bellone Carreta is a sculptural ensemble that recalls the classic means of transport and cargo, the cart. Created by the artist Jose Bellone, a Uruguayan sculptor and creator of distinctive monuments in plazas and parks in Uruguay.
Finished our city tour with Fernando. He did a great job. Great time, great city. It's very clean, very modern, but older European architecture, a lot of Italian influence here, and it's a beautiful city. It's one of the strongest financial countries in South America, kind of behind Chile, but he thinks it's number one. So the population of the whole country is only, correct me if I'm wrong, about 3.5 million. So it's a small country, but it functions very well economically. The minimum wage is higher here, I think, than all of South America, if I'm not mistaken. Leslie, your thoughts?
Muy interesante, es muy moderna, muy segura según ellos. Y ahorita vamos a ir a almorzar al Mercado del Puerto, donde dicen que están las mejores carnes y parrillas. A ver, vamos a ver.
Yes, we are going to eat some meat. So we're going to try Restaurante Las Brasas. Carnes. Take a look at this meat. Wow, look at this.
Hemos ordenado brasas para dos, que viene carne de borrego, carne de res, pollo y varios tipos de salchichas, chorizos. Nunca había visto esta cerveza tan grande.
It's a very big liter of beer.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we've got chicken, sausage, pork, steak. We got a big platter coming. I'm excited. Oh, wow. One of the leftovers. We didn't have to order anything. I mean, that's a good appetizer. Yeah, I think so. That'll work for an appetizer. All right, so we're going to talk a little bit about our lunch. Everybody has their own preferences, so I'm careful to say I hated something or that it's not good or I don't recommend it, because everybody has different taste buds. But I'm not partial to fatty meat. Some of the pork belly stuff, I don't really like that. The steak had a lot of fat in it, so there was also some other body parts of animals that we tried. I don't know if it was a Rocky Mountain oyster or what. I was not able to get it down, but some of it was good. The chicken was great. Some of the sausage was really good. But again, everybody has their own preferences, so I think that was part of it. Partial also to filet, just because it doesn't have any fat on it. But Les, your opinion?
Dicen que con grasita es mucho más rico, ¿no? Pero en realidad sí, en particular a mí tampoco me gusta mucho la grasa. El sabor sí, muy parrillero, pero bueno, igual lo disfrutamos la poca carne que había y porque estaba muy sabrosa.
But you know, every restaurant you go to, you can take the good and you can have some things that are good, maybe some others that are not great. But we tried it, so good time, good experience, nice vibe. Anytime you get to sit outside when it's about 80 degrees Fahrenheit, can't complain. The weather is absolutely beautiful today here in Uruguay. Celebrity Eclipse. Last time we'll be heading back to her. Since this is our last day to enjoy the ship, we're gonna head over to the pool, hang out, get some sun. Last couple of days have been beautiful. Not like a lot of Patagonia, which is extremely cold and very windy. We have a little bit of wind, but probably about, again, 80 degrees, so gotta get that pool time in while we can. Next stop, Buenos Aires.
And that's a wrap on our Montevideo vlog. We enjoyed a fantastic city tour, exploring vibrant spots like Plaza Zabala and the historical Plaza Independencia. We also immersed ourselves in the city's rich history with visits to archaeological gems like the Palacio Legislativo and the Mercado Agrícola, as well as the iconic Centenario Stadium. While our dining experience wasn't our favorite, we know that everyone has different preferences, and we're confident you can find and recommend some amazing Uruguayan restaurants to fellow expats and travelers in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe to Travel Vida, because our South American adventure isn't over yet. Our Celebrity Eclipse cruise concludes in the vibrant city of Buenos Aires, Argentina, so stay tuned for that. We can't wait to share the experience with you in that upcoming video. Stay tuned for even more incredible adventures. Check out our past trips in the description for a sneak peek. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to live that Travel Vida.